What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 16 of Blitz Boys. Now, I know we're a little late here. I'm taking all the blame here. I'm taking all the blame. I got college to worry about. Don't worry, though, because the reason I'm late was for my final project, which I absolutely aced. Josh, I aced it. What can I say? I'm doing great things.
Stop the cap.
That's not – why would I cap about that? How dare you? How dare you, as Stephen A. Smith would say.
No, man. I mean, congratulations, Connie. Great work. Very proud of you.
Yo, Josh, don't make me tear up on stream right now. Come on, bro. Don't make me do it. But yes, it's my fault we're late. College got in the way. But this is my last week. And then every episode, me and Josh are going to be on time. Now, that is cap. That right there is cap. Listen, timing is just not my thing. I'm not very good at it. But, you know, as we already got some of the USN fam in here, Garrett. You know we got this stream, bro. Got the best show around. Now, you know, Josh, before we get into anything, I want to lift the curtain here a little bit, as they say in the business. I'm going to lift the curtain a little bit. We and Josh, we started Blitz Boys, but we're looking for a new name here. We need something that fits me and Josh's personalities more. You know, if you know what I'm talking about. So, that being said, me and Josh are not creative people. Not even in the slightest bit.
Nah.
Us trying to come up with names is like me trying to get skinny. It does not work. Okay? So, if anybody watching this want to come up with some names, feel free to DM me and Josh. You got both of our Twitters right there. I'll hit you with a nice shout out, a follow, listen, whatever. Because we're trying to get something that really fits us, you know, our vibe. And then when we do that, then we got the merch, and then me and Josh become millionaires. At least that's the plan. But now that that's out of the way, we got to thank the sponsors. We got to pay the bills, as I like to say. So make sure you head over to mybookie.ag, promo code USN100W, your first deposit up to $1,000. If you're into the betting world, it's definitely the place to go. I know everybody, a lot of people at least in the USN family are definitely into the betting world. Alex, you know, Corey, Josh does his thing. I'm taking listen, I'm not going to lie here, Josh. I'm taking time off.
Dude,
I put myself in timeout. I can't do it anymore.
Seahawks, I did too. Seahawks forced me to, dude.
I put myself in timeout. I'm currently in the corner. I can't do it no more. Listen, getting those Venmo requests, it hurts me every time. So I'm taking some time off. I'm going to recuperate. I'm going to recover, and I'll be back better than ever. But for now, if you're into the betting world, make sure you go over to mybookie.ag. Use promo code US100 and get your money up. And then when you get your money up, make sure you go over to RxHemp. Use promo code RxHemp-USN. Save you 10% on your entire order for the A1 CBD products. If you're sore from going to the gym, then make sure you slap some of that cold cream on. You'll wake up feeling brand new, as Alex always says he does. I don't think he goes to the gym, though. I really don't.
Nah.
I think he's capping big time. No shot Alex is going to the gym. Don't care what he says. He might put them underneath his eyes to, try to get rid of those bags. But I don't know about the gym. And last but not least, it is not on our bottom ticker, but I will make sure to remind you guys throughout the stream. Make sure you head over to Teespring/Unwrapped /store/Unwrapped or something like that. Listen, it's on our Twitter. You'll be able to find it. Make sure you go on our Twitter and buy some merchandise. I got a mug. I got a sweatshirt. I got a poster. I'm waiting on my face mask. So I'm going to be decked out pretty soon. And then everybody's going to be happy. So make sure you go buy our merch. But now, Josh, finally, we are into the show. Oh, look at that. See, Michael? I knew I loved you. This is Michael, my backstop banter co-host, who gets a little upset that I call Josh my boy, and I don't have a good enough nickname for Michael. He's a little upset with me. A little upset, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get there. But now we will get into it, and you know how we always started around here. You know what the vibe is. We're starting off with the Who Am I. It is Josh's turn to try to guess. For the people that don't know, we get to pick a random player. We've been doing NFL, obviously, because it's the NFL season. When other sports come around, we might switch it up, Josh, I would assume.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, though, you think I'm bad at the NFL ones? When we start doing NBA, I might not get one right.
Dude, I'll give you easy ones, but my NBA knowledge, dude, is insane.
Yeah, no. See, and this is where we differ, but this is also why we're beautiful together. If we ever did MLB ones, I got you from here to 1980.
I would never.
I don't know if Josh can get the current players.
Yeah.
So we're even in this way. We're even. But I'm gonna give Josh some hints. At the end of my first hint, I'm gonna start the timer. 1:30 for my good friend Josh over here. Josh, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. I was picked in 2006, 6th round, 207th pick.
Oh, sixth round. Okay.
I played for 4 teams in my NFL career.
Okay. A little bit of a journeyman.
I'm really bad at the Roman numerals, but I'm going to assume that he won Super Bowl 46. I'm pretty sure that this is he did.
Super Bowl 46?
No, 36. 36.
I was going to say, that's very recent, I think. So I was going to.
I mean, hey, he is still he's a recent player. This is not too old of a guy.
36. So when is 30? Dude, I don't know. When is how long ago is that? What are we at? Super Bowl 53 now?
Yeah.
So that would be like, I don't know, dude.
You want to know all right, he played for the Colts from 06 to 2013. Then he went to the 49ers, then to the Cardinals, and in the Giants last year, he's currently a free agent.
He's a quarterback.
He's not. He plays.
Quarterback.
I'll give you another hint. He plays defense.
Antoine Bethea? No. Yeah. Antoine Bethea.
Yes, it is.
I was going to say,
at you.
I forgot he played for the Giants. I was like, no.
Wow. Unbelievable, because you just got that at 1:29.
Hey.
That was just pulled out of nowhere. I didn't think you were going to get it for a little bit. I
was thinking quarterbacks. Like, I don't know why I was just
that's honestly it's honestly understandable. It really is. At least, and listen, the Roman numeral thing, it was XL and then the 1. So was that 30? That's 36, right?
I have no clue, dude. I don't know those Roman numerals. I don't know those.
Well, you know what? You got it right. So even if I was wrong saying the Roman numerals, it doesn't matter. You still got it right. I don't know what the current record of the Who Am I is, but I know for a fact you're definitely up.
Yeah, I think I've only gotten like 1 wrong. Maybe.
Oh, Mr. Big Shot over
there.
Dude,
we're literally talking about the record, so I'm just saying I don't know. I can't.
Mr. I only got 1
Other
wrong.
than freaking what's his name from the Titans.
Tyrone Calico is amazing. I don't know why you keep saying some random guy. I just don't understand how you don't think he's a god.
Played 4 years.
Yeah, and you know what? Those 4 years were something special. Those were the best 4 years of my life. Even though I never saw a single play from him. But, same thing. You know what I mean?
I don't even remember who I gave you to, give you a really tough one. I don't even remember his name.
Oh, man. I don't remember it either, honestly. But, it doesn't matter. I probably got it wrong because you're a mean person. But let's move it on to currently a game that is going on right now that I was watching while I'm at the Zoom meeting with my professor. But I'm going to pull it up again right now to see what the current score is. We are going to jump into the Washington football team and the Steelers. Now, it is currently 14-10 in the third quarter, 3 minutes, 16 seconds left. Steelers have the ball. Now, this is actually a good jumping off point because that was, kind of the first thing I wanted to jump into. I think the Steelers are legit because obviously if you're going to be undefeated at this point in the season, I don't care who you play. You usually have some type of off week, something like that where you just don't get the job done. And listen, they've done it. They can only play the people that the NFL schedule makers put in front of them, and it's not their fault that they've had a cakewalk schedule, this, that, and the third. But do you think that they're a legit team? Because, like I said, the jumping off point I kind of want to get into is they're playing close games, it seems like, every week. And while I think that they're very good, obviously, they did not play very well last week against I don't even know, the third string practice squad players of the Ravens. Like, I don't even know what to call them. The random person in the parking lot who they thought looked athletic, like, they didn't play too well against them. I'll just go back into looking at some of the Steelers games. They won that game 19-14. The Jags, they handled 27-3. They handled the Steelers. Remember when they played the Cowboys, that game was very close. The first game against the Ravens was 28-24. The Titans game was 27-24. So they've definitely had some close games here and there. The Texans, they were 28-21. Even the Broncos were 26-21. Now, I know that they're 11-0, and that can't be denied, but how legit do you take them? Because they've definitely played some close games, and games that I think they should probably be knocking these teams out quickly.
Yeah, I think their defense is extremely good. I mean, their secondary with Minka and that pass rush with Cam Hayward, really good. But the offense has been up and down. They started off the season really well, but ever since then, it's just their play call has been really weird. They don't really have a running game. And that's kind of because James Conner has been a big disappointment for everybody. So I don't know.
Especially my futures bet.
Yeah. But I think they're undefeated. So I think they kind of have to be looked at as legit. Regardless of your schedule, it's tough to win 11 straight games, regardless of who you're playing. And they've barely won a couple games, like you said, against the Cowboys. And then last week against RG3 and Trace McSorley, they almost choked that one late. But I think they have to be looked at as legit just due to their record. I think they could be playing better offensively, but I wouldn't say they're at the same level as the Chiefs, but they're definitely, when you're talking about all the other teams, all the other contenders, they're at the top of that list. So I think they're legit.
Now, you mentioned it. The Steelers defense isn't playing, very well, and they kind of rebuilt that defense from what, I saw in years past when the Patriots were kind of tearing them apart and just, where it was zone defense. And if that doesn't work, we don't really have a game plan. And one of those players that I definitely think helped rebuild their defense is TJ Watt. Now, my question for you is, obviously, I think we can all kind of sit here and agree that Aaron Donald is kind of head and shoulders above everybody else, especially, at least on the defensive side of the football. I don't want to get into the offense because that's a whole, different story. But do you think Watt has a chance to win the Defensive Player of the Year? Because, just reading off some of his stats right now, he has 11 sacks. I believe he has an interception this season, 38 tackles, I believe that is. So he's played, pretty solid this year. He's definitely a threat. I don't know what the Watt parents were feeding their children, but I hope that they can let me know so I can have, 3 NFL children as well with JJ, TJ, and even Derek, who, listen, he might be a fullback, but God damn it, he made it to the NFL. Yeah. So it doesn't even matter. But you think he's got a chance, or are we looking at an Aaron Donald, what is it? Is it a three-peat? Would this be a three-peat or a repeat?
I think it would be a repeat. I think he missed a year a couple of years ago, but I think he's got a really good chance for 2 reasons. I mean, he's been the best pass rusher on a team with a lot of really good pass rushers, and his team they're winning, and it's a lot because of their defense. And Aaron Donald, every year he plays and is fully healthy, he's putting up crazy numbers, so he's always going to be in that conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. But I think TJ Watt has a debate there to win the award because he's playing at the same level. He's impossible to block. He's been getting to the quarterback, got that interception. So I think he has he's in the conversation. But Aaron Donald, how can you look at Aaron Donald and be like, nah, he wasn't the best defensive player this year?
And the craziest thing for Aaron Donald for me is he puts numbers up like that, and I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that he faces the most double teams in the league. Not
every
opinion wise.
Every play.
Yeah, it's not even an opinion. It's legitimate stats that he is double teamed basically all of the time. So what he's doing is unbelievable. He's definitely one of the players that I think our generation is going to look back on and be like, wow, we really got to see somebody like that play. Because, you obviously start talking about the older players with, the Reggie Whites and people of that era and that skill level. If Aaron Donald continues this, is it out of listen, I'm going to use my New York term. Is it out of pocket to say that he could be considered one of the not even one of the greatest defensive player of all time? Because I know right now it's still kind of Lawrence Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, at least. I don't know where you fall on it.
No, I'm right there with you.
But listen, if he's going to keep playing like this, and the production he gets from a defensive tackle standpoint I don't think the greatest defensive player of all time is out of the question.
No, I completely agree. I mean, the numbers he's putting up, his dominance, if he's able to repeat as Defensive Player of the Year, and just, I mean, not endurance. I was going to say longevity is very crucial on the defensive side of the ball because, I mean, you're literally hitting someone every play, so injuries are really common, and he's had a couple of injuries himself, and the fact that he's still the most dominant player in football, he's definitely going to be in that conversation if he can keep it up the rest of his career.
For sure. Now let's jump over to the other side of the ball in this football team Steelers game. Now, you know what? I just want to say this real quick, too. Football team, terrible name. Awful name, in fact. But I don't know how you feel. I love their uniforms, bro.
I do, too. They're just
like the helmet with like just the number on the side. I don't know why, but I feel like it's kind of fire.
It's throwback-ish. I like it.
It is. Do you think that the football team can still win the NFC East? Because, clearly we can't count out those surging Giants with, what, are they 5-7 now or something like that? 4-7. Oh, baby. Are you sure it's 4? I think it's 5. Because they're on a 4-game winning streak right now. Didn't they have a win before this? Or they were that bad? They were 0-7?
Did they win last week?
Yeah.
Then they might be. They might be 5.
Either way,
it's a crappy record.
I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, no, you're right. They're on a 4-game win streak, but they are 5-7. All right. So, they're playing pretty solid. Listen, they might be terrible if you look at every other division, but all you got to do is win enough games to win your own division, and that's currently what they're doing. But you think the football team still has a chance to compete with them? Because I think coming down the stretch, they definitely could. They don't play each other, anymore throughout the season. And let me tell you something. If the football team and Giants end up in a tie, Washington fans are going to have your boy's head in Ron Rivera. Because now, going for that 2-point conversion when they were only down by 1, trying to be Mr. Riverboat, definitely is not looking too good for the football team now. They could be tied with them right now because I think if they kick that extra point and go in overtime, Washington was going to win that game. The Giants literally could not do anything against them because that Giants team was kind of before they got onto the roll of where they are now. They were still kind of playing pretty bad. That play is going to come back to haunt them. I don't know how you feel about that, but do you think that they can still win this division? You think you giving them a chance?
No. I think the Giants are playing really good football. Their defense has been amazing, and they were able to beat the Seahawks with Colt McCoy at quarterback. So I think this is the Giants division now. Eagles suck. Carson Wentz sucks. I'm ready to watch Jalen Hurts start the rest of the season. Cowboys have no chance. I mean, Washington, Antonio Gibson's been amazing this year for them. He's been really good. And obviously everyone knows about Terry McLaurin and how good he's been. And Chase Young.
And of course, Gibson got hurt today.
Yeah, he went out of the game. So that sucks. I don't think they're going to win this game either way. No. But I think, it's tough to rule them out in such a crappy division. I mean, the Giants have been playing good, but they're still 5-7. So I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't think it's super likely that they'll be up there, even within a game towards the end of the year.
It's going to be fun to watch down the stretch. I don't know how good it'll be, but it could definitely get interesting. And before we move on, I missed this. I wanted to ask this before, but I know how strongly you feel about the Chiefs. You think the Steelers got any chance competing with them?
Yeah, they might be able to compete with them. I mean, after last night, the Chiefs, that Broncos defense is not the worst in the league, but there's no reason the Chiefs should get stopped on the goal line like that repeatedly. So I feel
like that's been a problem all year too. It wasn't just that game.
Yeah, they're such an explosive offense. I feel like they never work on goal line offense because they usually score 40-plus yard touchdowns. But I think the Steelers' defense is why they could have a chance against them. I would still pick the Chiefs. I still think they're above everybody else, but I think the Steelers' defense would keep that game interesting.
Yeah, like you said, I think I would give them a pretty solid chance. I think that game, if it was, that would probably have to end up being the AFC Championship game. But that is definitely going to – and you know what the funny thing is, too? With the way NFC teams are playing, I still don't know who I trust. I guess the Saints have been playing pretty solid. The Packers have been playing pretty solid. But, I don't know who I still trust in the NFC yet. So – is it crazy to say that the AFC Championship game is the Super Bowl? I don't really think so. No. Then again, anything can happen. I didn't see the Titans coming last year, and they ended up in the AFC Championship game. So we will see how that race goes down. And now, usually we would only have one Monday night game. But in the year of the coronavirus, they blessed us with 2 Monday night football games. So now we'll go over to the nightcap in the 49ers and the Bills. The 49ers still have a chance at the playoffs. Believe it or not, with all the injuries that they went through, Jimmy going down, Kittle, Bosa, Sherman missed all those games. Some of these guys are, kind of coming back, starting to get healthy. I know Sherman returned. They're talking about Kittle maybe being available like week 17 or 16. I would assume if they make a playoff run, he's obviously available. So they'll be fun to see, but you giving them a chance to come out of not come out of the NFC, but to just make the playoffs, wild card, division winner type of thing.
I mean, I think they have a chance. Nick Mullins has been playing pretty solid, and that defense has been picking it up. But with the Vikings getting another win, I think if the Cardinals follow the playoffs, I think the Vikings would get up in there. But I mean, I think they have a chance, but without Kittle.
They're currently the 9 seed.
Behind the Vikings and who else outside of
the Cardinals. Right now, wow, that's crazy. If Minnesota drops out of the playoffs and San Francisco jumps them, literally all of those NFC West teams would make the playoffs.
Yeah, that division is stacked, and imagine if that team was healthy too. That would be the toughest division to have to play. But I think they have a chance at it. With how the offense has been looking, Shanahan's kind of got a grip on it now with kind of adjusting with all the injuries and moving parts through it. So I think they have a chance, but Minnesota's also been playing really good football. I know they just almost let Mike Glennon beat them in overtime, but I still think they're playing better football. Dalvin Cook and Kirk Cousins picking it up a little bit, but I think the 49ers have a chance, but even if they get to the playoffs, I don't see them moving on past the wild card game.
I saw your tweets yesterday about that that Vikings game. Were you a little invested in that one?
A lot of invested, man. I just don't understand why. The Jets almost win, the Giants do win, the Jags almost win. That was games that had no reason being that stressful, dude. No. Now
listen, let me tell you something. We're not going to talk about the Jets Raiders game because the Jets aren't worth our time. No. But how do you lose that game? Don't get me wrong, Jets fans, you have to be happy because there's no way you want to win that game and lose out on the number 1 pick. But fact that you called an all-out blitz, 256 plays had been run like that. And the Jets are the first team since 2006 to rush 7 people. What are you doing? I know you want to tank. I don't know if you follow her. Mina Kimes is a great sports reporter, and somebody said, "What is that play call?" And she drew a tank. She drew a tank on the field. So she got me on that one. That was a good one. I got to start thinking of these things. Yeah, and that was the thing too. Greg Williams also got fired. Listen, I think that entire coaching staff is going to end up getting fired. So I don't really think this is like a statement. Let's try to turn it around and maybe win one game and not go 0-16 or go 1-15. It's not that type of firing. I know we're blitzing, but how are you going to, I couldn't believe it. Cause my mom, it's funny. My mom came in my room with 35 seconds left and I was like, wow, the Jets might actually win. She's not really that, big into sports, but even she knows the Jets suck. It's hard to avoid, living in New York. And she's like, no, they'll probably blow it. I was like, I don't know. There's only 35 seconds left, no timeouts. And, I looked down at my phone because I was watching, a bunch of other games and I look up and Derek Carr just lofted right over the defense for a touchdown. That's special. Only the Jets.
Yeah, only the Jets. I had the game on, and I was like mad. I was like, freaking, I'll finish watching it, and then whatever. And then I'm looking at it, and that last play with 5 seconds, I see everybody blitz. I'm like, what? And then I just see Henry Ruggs make the move, and he's wide open. I'm like, they really just Jets the crap out of this game.
Now, see, don't get me wrong. I know that they shouldn't have blitzed, but if you're that corner, why are you biting on a stop and go?
You know he's not going to, like, stop right there. Like, there would be no point in that. You know he's heading to So I don't know how he's an undrafted free agent. He obviously doesn't have the best skill or football IQ because that was just a dumb play on his part too. But that was just all around a disaster play for the Jets.
It was special to say the least. But we'll get back to the 49ers and Bills right now. How far do you think the Bills can get into the playoffs? Because I think I like this team. I really do. I think if Josh Allen's going to continue to play the way he does, I think the Stephon Diggs. I guess I'll kind of merge these two questions. The addition of Stephon Diggs has made a absolute noticeable difference for Josh Allen. And, it's kind of, you start ranking, duos in the league where you got Kyler and Hopkins, Rodgers, Devontae, people like that, if you want to go Brady, Evans, or Godwin, or whatever. I might rank Allen and Diggs in the top 5.
No,
I love Stephon Diggs. I might have been wrong about Carson Wentz MVP. Might have been wrong, just a tad.
A tad.
But I did call Stephon Diggs being, I don't even know. He might not be top 5 anymore, but, he's around there, a top 5 receiver this year. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that one. But where do you think they go, and how high are you ranking the Diggs to Allen connection?
Yeah, I think they can make a nice playoff run. I mean, I think we both agree that it comes down to Chiefs or Steelers who's going to the Super Bowl, but I do think they could be in one of those divisional games and put up a fair fight and have a chance at winning it. My only issue with them is they don't really have a running game. I mean, Josh Allen is basically their running game because Devin Singletary has been pretty disappointing all year, and their defense is up and down too. But I do think they have a chance to maybe win a couple games, maybe sneak into the championship game if they can surprise the Steelers. Their offense isn't moving the ball. And Diggs and Allen, because when you look at quarterback-receiver duos, like it's not just about how skilled both guys are. It's more about like how well are they working together. Like Kyler and Hopkins, I mean, Hopkins is having 10 catches, 100-plus yards all the time. And it's now kind of the same thing with Diggs and Allen. I mean, he's been his main target all year. He's been putting up crazy numbers. Almost had that game winner against Arizona, but it just fell short a little bit.
I still can't believe they lost that game, man.
Yeah, that was crazy, but I think they're definitely in that top 5 range because Breeze and Thomas aren't top 5 duo quarterback receiver. Just because, I mean, last year, yeah, but this year, no. I think it'd be Hopkins, Kyler.
I put Rodgers and Devontae 1 this year. That's their. I would go Rodgers, Devontae. Probably Kyler, Hopkins. Damn.
Because I mean, other quarterbacks. I mean, Russell Wilson and DK.
Do you go DK or do you go Lockett though?
I think it'd have to be DK. I mean, Lockett's had some crazy games, but DK's been more consistent throughout the year.
I could put DK and Russell third because Russell throws the best deep ball in the league. So.
Yeah.
Then you got to go Mahomes, Hill. No, actually, I wouldn't say Hill. I would go Kelsey.
Yeah, it's got to be Kelsey.
I would say Mahomes and Kelsey, and then honestly, I could round it out with Diggs and Allen.
Yeah, I definitely think they deserve to be up there with how both of them have been playing. And in that trade, I mean, it was kind of great for both teams because the Vikings and Diggs didn't have a great relationship. They moved on from him and immediately get Justin Jefferson, who's been
bad man.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Herbert playing so well this year, Justin Jefferson would probably be Offensive Rookie of the Year if James Robinson didn't get it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, before we move on from this, give me that score prediction. Come on, what are we thinking?
I could actually see this being kind of a high-scoring game, just with how the 49ers offense has kind of been picking it up. And I think it's going to be close. So I'm going to go 27-20. I think somebody misses a kick. I don't know which team, though. That's for either way.
See, I'm going 30-24. Bills.
Okay.
I'm going big Bills here.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that the 49ers are still kind of in these games and they're basically missing every key part.
It's literally unbelievable. The fact that, Kyle Shanahan really might have to get a Coach of the Year.
Oh, yeah. He's been amazing.
Acknowledgement, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Well, you know what, Josh? I think one of these days we're going to have to do an award show. We're going to have to do an award show. As we got to – listen, Josh, make sure you sit up. Salute the screen. We got Perry in here. Take everything very seriously. Perry, I hope we're doing a good job. Okay. Moving on from that. But let's go on to the Sunday recap. We'll start off with my guys, my boys. The Patriots demolished the Chargers. I mean, it was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing. I mean, they won that game 45-0. And do you know how many passing yards Cam had?
I think he only had like 126 or something like that.
You are so generous.
How much did he have?
69. They won a game 45-0 with a quarterback throwing for 69 yards.
Did he even rushing in, passing? Did he even eclipse 100?
You know what? That's a great question. I'm going to look it up right now.
Because that is
I honestly don't think he did. I really don't, because he had the 69 passing yards. Let's go to the rushing. Let's see real quick. Patriots. Let's go to rushing yards. Nope, that's receiving. Where's rushing? Come on. Oh, here we go. Oh, he did. He had 48 rushing yards.
Okay.
So he had 111, 16, 11 yards, something of that total. and you won a game 45-0. I mean, that's just that's where you see this is where people are going to get into the argument, because that is just unbelievable coaching. That's when you can get into it was more Bill than Brady type of thing, because that coaching matchup shouldn't even have been allowed. It should have been like Rocky, where they had to throw in the damn towel, because Belichick was embarrassing Anthony Lynn, and that's just another thing to get into. You got to agree with me here that Lynn has to be gone after the season.
Yeah,
I tried defending this man for way too long. I really did, because I was like, maybe it's not them. The players just don't execute, late in games, blah, blah, blah. The Patriots are barely beating some teams, and you got smacked 45-0. You had a punt return, a blocked field goal, and the opposing team quarterback had 111 yards total, and you lost 45-0. Are you out of your mind? I don't know where you go from that. If they fired him today, would I be shocked? Absolutely not. I would think about it. What'd you take away from this game if you saw any of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane that you lose 45-0 and Cam basically didn't have to do anything. He just handed the ball off, and that was about it. So it's embarrassing. And yesterday was kind of the first time we've seen Herbert really look like a rookie. He's been playing like an experienced quarterback all year, keeping up with some great players. But it was just an ugly game. I think Anthony Lynn's got to go. I could see them waiting out till the end of the year I'd probably just keep him there for Herbert, just so he doesn't have to deal with some weird stuff for the rest of the year with an interim head coach and changing an offense. Just wait till the offseason, do that. But I definitely think he's out. And like you said, I mean, Bill Belichick just bodied him in this coaching matchup. So I think Belichick people have kind of looked away from him this year just due to they're not winning every game. They're not at the top of the division, but they're looking good. I mean, they could still sneak in the playoffs. And I know we said on Unwrapped, we were talking one time when we both agreed that the Panthers would finish with a better record than the Patriots. I don't know about that anymore. I really don't know about that.
What's the Panthers record?
I think we're 3-something. We just had a bye week though. Yeah, because we've only beat
you guys only got 3 wins.
We only beat the Falcons, the Chargers. Did we beat anybody else? We might have 2.
You know what? This is my man. This is just straight facts.
I mean, duh. Like, what am I supposed to argue, dude? I back up Cam all the time. But you're talking about a dude in the MVP conversation versus a guy that just had 111 total yards and won by 45.
Oh, you know he's Bill Mafia when he's got GOAT right here next to Josh Allen. But hey, listen, I love me some Josh Allen. I thought he was going to get a lot better this year, and I was correct. Just another tally to put on the board. Just saying. But how do you think the Chargers turn this stuff around? You know, it's definitely a coaching situation for sure, but if you got to get the coaching situation right. But who knows who's going to be out there? I feel like everybody thinks of Eric Bieniemy, but there's definitely other people that will probably be available as well. If you're the Chiefs, I don't know how you stop an in-division rival from getting one of your offensive coordinators. I don't really think you can. But I would love to see Bieniemy go to the Chargers. I think it would be so good for them. With all the weapons they have, with Eckler, if he stays healthy, Keenan Allen has had an amazing year. I've always been a pretty big fan of Hunter Henry. We obviously see what Herbert can do. And then please, football gods, let Derwin James be healthy for a season, because I feel like you can definitely see that they miss him in the back end of that secondary. But how do you think they turn this around? Is there certain thing that you think they got to draft, or you think it's just the coaching situation? They got to get it right.
I think it's got to be coaching, because they have a really talented roster all around. I mean, the pass rushers with Ingram and Bosa, and then their linebackers just drafted Kenneth Murray, and he's been playing great all year. And then that secondary, when you add Derwin James to it, is really good. And Derwin James is an amazing player, but that defense should still be at least better than they have been without him. So I think it's got to be coaching. I think if they can get Bieniemy, that'd be great. I really want to see Bieniemy go to Houston. I think Deshaun Watson deserves a smart coach that can actually help him out. So I think that would be good for them. But there's going to be a lot of good coaching candidates for teams that don't have, like the Lions are going to get a good head coach hopefully this offseason. So will some other teams. But
let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
I think they just need a new coach. They obviously have their franchise quarterback in Herbert, great receivers, a lot of talent on defense. So I don't think it's the roster that's really the issue. It's definitely got to be coaching.
Yeah, it's there. There's certain situations that as a coach you probably don't want to go to. Just thinking, obviously the Jets are the easy answer. If I'm somebody who's looking for a head coaching job, if it's my first or if it's my next spot, you got to look at the Chargers and think, wow, that's a great spot. It really is. Like you said, they have a lot of talent on that offense, a lot of talent even on the defensive side. Obviously with Nick Bosa coming out last year, but a lot of people forgot about Joey. Joey's having a very solid season as well, even though he had that concussion for a little bit. And like I said, if they can get back Derwin, which obviously I think we all hope, because he is just very, very exciting to watch, and he was very good his rookie season. So that'll be fun. But we'll move on to the Browns and the Titans. This one shocked me. It really did. Because listen, let me get real here once again with the people. I thoroughly enjoy my sleep. So I go to bed very late. I'm talking like the wee hours of the morning late. Not like, oh, I went to bed so late. I went to bed at like 1 o'clock. No. Last night, I believe I went to bed at 7 a.m. I have a problem. I really do. So I woke up Sunday at like 12. I literally set my alarm 12:58. I was like, I'm getting up. Don't care. I'm watching the football games. I turned my alarm off. Immediately fell back asleep. Woke up at 2 o'clock. I was like, damn, I guess I must have missed some of the games. So I go out, get the laptop, start getting all my games up and things like that. By the way, football team and Steelers are tied up 17-17 with 9 minutes left in the fourth.
God.
But so I go out there and my dad hands me his computer. He was watching that game and it was like 30-0. I was like, what the hell happened? I said, when did this ever happen with the Browns? So the Browns absolutely bodied the Titans. Baker played super well. I think he had 4 touchdowns. The Titans tried to come back, but they obviously couldn't, just, with the hole that they were in. Where I kind of want to go on both sides on this. Are Browns and Titans, you looking contender, pretender, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think the Browns can be. If Baker plays like this in the playoffs, they're going to be a tough team to beat because that talent on the offensive side of the ball. Unfortunately, no Odell, but they still have two great running backs in Hunt and Chubb. And then Higgins has been a nice pickup for them, and Peoples-Jones played really well yesterday too, but I don't think they're consistent enough to be a contender. I think they'll be a solid matchup in the playoffs, but not consistent enough. And same thing with the Titans. I mean, Derrick Henry just couldn't do anything. I get it. Myles Garrett's really having a great year, and that defense is good in the run game, but he's one of the most dominant running backs in football. He's got to be able to play better than that. So I don't think either of them are contenders. I would say they're pretenders just due to the inconsistency.
See, that's the thing. I think they're pretenders as well because I couldn't see either of these teams going to the Super Bowl. So I guess I can't technically label them a contender. But I feel like nobody wants to play either one of these teams anyway. Like, if you get into the playoffs, like, I could list a bunch of teams in the playoffs right now that you would rather face than the Browns and Titans. And that's simply because they both play a style of football that's just annoying. Like, they run the ball, they play off play action, and then I don't think either defense is, crazy good, but they have enough talent to, stop people on the defensive side of the ball. So I wouldn't want to play either one of these teams. Like, I truly, truly would not. I said the Bills. The Browns, like you said, have Hunt and Chubb, who are just playing out of their minds this year. I'm so happy that I traded for Chubb in my fantasy league. So happy. But he's playing pretty well. And if Baker, like you said, can play that way, I don't know how you really stop them because I think the problem that's been holding them back a little bit has been Baker. And I'm kind of a Baker fan just because he's kind of an ass. And I kind of enjoy that simply just a little bit because I think that it just, it adds a little flavor to the league, adds a little flavor. So I've kind of been a Baker apologizer, I guess. But if he's going to play like that, I don't know how you stop them because the play action to Jarvis Landry, like you said, Higgins, people have been playing very well on this Browns team. I literally picked up Jarvis in fantasy 2 weeks ago because somebody got hurt last second. I was like, I got to pick somebody up. Man, puts up like 35 points last week and 20 this week. Like, shout out my man. So Jarvis might have to be my new favorite player. And then you go over to the Titans side of the ball. We obviously saw what the run they went on last season. I don't know if they can duplicate that again because you look at the Titans now and I guess people always kind of knew what they were going to do with, Derrick Henry running. They're going to play off play action as well. They are a lot like the Browns. This was kind of just, a clash of two teams that play similar. But I don't know how far Ryan Tannehill can take you. I know obviously he's been playing very well, but if they get behind like they did in a game like this, I don't have the confidence that they can come back. And this is an explosive team like the Chiefs or somebody of that nature. You never really feel like they're out of the game. We obviously saw that in their entire playoff run, last year to the Super Bowl where they were down 10+ in I think every game. If that happens to the Titans, they can't play their brand of football. They can't run Derrick Henry, 20 times like they want to, 25 times like they want to. They have to start passing the ball. And while Tannehill has been solid, I don't think that if you're the Titans, that's what you want to do moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the last thing they want to do is rely on Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball deep, making some tough throws. Because, like you said, that's not their brand of football. They're pound the rock, short throws. And it sucks that they don't throw the ball more often, though, because Corey Davis and A.J. Brown are two amazing. I mean, they're great. So I think if they had a quarterback like that could sling the rock, then they can come back in games like that. But if they get down big like that, like you said, it's going to be very tough for them to put themselves in a position to win. So I just don't think they're going to have a run like they did last year. I mean, Derrick Henry was just a man on a mission last year. Ryan Tannehill was trying to prove himself, and now Ryan Tannehill's got his bag. Derrick Henry's got his bag, so it's not like they're trying to prove themselves as much as they were last year. That defense lost some pieces, so I just don't think they're going to be able to do what they did last year.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I don't think either one of them are contenders because I don't think they can make it to the Super Bowl. But I definitely don't think. I think there's a lot of teams that look at them on the playoff schedule and say, "Yeah, I hope that we might lose a game or they win a game that we don't have to face them." But we'll move it on to the last game that we'll recap for Sunday. the Giants and the Seahawks, man. I know that you touched on this a slight bit, but I can't believe it. I guess if Daniel Jones played, I still would have thought that they were going to lose, but I would have given them a better chance because I think Jones can run that offense a little bit better because he's mobile. And watching the Giants, they're pretty solid on the read options. So that's a big part of the game that they've kind of installed since Daniel Jones got there because he is mobile. But the Seahawks just couldn't do anything yesterday. Like I was watching that game, I was watching some of it, then I would turn on a different game, and that definitely wasn't my main focus. And my brother texted me, and he was like, "What the hell is the Seahawks game right now?" And I turned it back on, and they were losing. I was like, "I have no idea what's going on. Like what? I don't know what it is. I know that the defense is terrible, but in that game they didn't give up too many points. The offensive line is awful though. Like that." Russell Wilson got sacked 5 times again. So
that right
he's
tackle,
always trying to create.
Right, they lost him early in the game, and their backup, I've never seen a worse offensive lineman in the league, dude. Jabal Sheard was just bull rushing him every play, dude. It was embarrassing. He couldn't block anybody.
Yeah, so that kind of is the question, though, is what's wrong with the Seahawks? Because I think that there's a long kind of list of things, and people kind of are starting to blame it on Russ, and that that'll kind of lead into the next question as well, is if he can still even be in the MVP race. I think he's kind of taking himself out of it. Certainly, I think it's now kind of a Rodgers Mahomes type of thing, which saddens me because I really just want Russ to win an MVP. I think he's just carried that franchise, and I'm kind of hoping that this isn't a Drew Brees situation where he just doesn't end up winning one. But I think Russ, still has some prime years left, so he still has that chance. But what's wrong with the Seahawks, Josh? And you think Russell still got any type of MVP chance, or what's going on here?
No, he doesn't have a chance at the MVP anymore. It's you can't have that bad of a performance while Rodgers and Mahomes are putting up great numbers. I think Russell Wilson is the only good thing about this entire team. Maybe Jamal Adams, but even he kind of sucks this year. DK's dropped a couple of passes yesterday. I mean, that defense, we all know, it's one of the worst in the history of the league. They were letting Alfred Morris, who hasn't been good since his rookie year, run all over them and let Colt McCoy beat them. So that offensive line, we all know, Russell Wilson got sacked 5 times. I already talked about that right tackle. I mean, the offensive play calling, they weren't really giving DK or Lockett any sort of chance. They were just kind of running them across the middle and sending DK deep. And James Bradbury has been amazing all year in the deep ball, so why would you? I don't know. Everything is bad about that team besides Russell Wilson. It's ugly to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely not been the Seahawks that started off, what were they, 5-0, 6-0 or something like that, and Russell was playing out of his mind. It's definitely not that team anymore. But, let's give the Giants some credit here. They're playing pretty well. They're on that 4-game winning streak, as we said before. They're 5-7 out at the top of the division. A few questions here. You think that they win the division? 1. 2, you giving them any chance in a playoff game? And my favorite question for you, because I'll dive into it after you respond to these, you think they still need Saquon?
Okay, yeah, I think they do win the division. I don't trust anyone else. I barely trust them. I just really like their defense. Blake Martinez has been amazing this year. Bradbury's been amazing. So I think they win the division. I think they do have a chance in the playoffs. I mean, a team like Arizona or Minnesota, if they're playing them, they have really bad defenses. So they may be able to run the ball like they did today. And that defense is going to be able to halt their offenses. So I think they have a chance. Not likely. I wouldn't bet on it. But their defense would be able to keep them in the game. And I get it. They're playing really well without Saquon, but they'd be playing much better with him. Like I don't see why people are saying, like, they shouldn't have drafted him. I get it. He hasn't been the most amazing running back since being drafted, but I think he's still a vital part of the team, still a monster athlete, still amazing in the open field when he gets the ball, can break tackles. I mean, if we're really arguing, should they move forward with Wayne Gallman instead of Saquon? I'm not going to entertain that. I think he's still their franchise player.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think that they're going to win the division just because I don't know who else will. But I will say It's currently 17-17 right now with 2 minutes left, and I think the football team is on the they're on the Steelers 25.
Oh my
So
God.
we might be on upset alert right now. So this game is definitely a little bit interesting. And if this goes final before we're off, we might have to chat about or we might have to retake our thoughts on the Steelers. But yeah, I think they're going to win the division. For a playoff game, I guess I just won't put anything past them because they beat us twice in the Super Bowl. So I guess I can't put anything past the Giants. Neither one of those teams were really solid, and they somehow went on playoff runs. And we obviously saw it with the 7-9 Seahawks beating the the that year with the Beastquake and everything like that. So it is, you can't put anything behind people. I guess you really can't. The NFL is really, if you have a bad game, you're gonna lose type of sport. And some other aren't like that. If you have a bad game in basketball, but your bench comes off and scores 60 points, it doesn't really matter. But if the quarterback doesn't play good in football, you're kind of screwed. So I don't know. I can definitely give them a chance. And with the Saquon argument, I know that he's really good, but he's been hurt this year. He was hurt last year. The offensive line just isn't good in general, so I don't know how much he can do anyway. I wouldn't be opposed to trading him. And I know you said you don't want to move forward with Wayne Gallman. You don't have to. You could trade him, get whatever you get back, and then draft a running back in the draft. We've obviously seen that work out with plenty of teams. With the Browns, Zeke was drafted. He was good for many years. Very well with your boy CMC, Alvin Kamara. So you can find people in the draft. You don't necessarily have to have that number 2, number 1 draft pick. So I could see them moving on and trying to get a piece or something from him, and I definitely wouldn't be against it. I like Saquon though. I do think he's really good, but I just think that offensive line is what absolutely kills him. Like they never give him a chance to do anything anyway. So why hold on to somebody that you can't even use?
Yeah, I mean he has got great trade value. I mean there's no question. There's teams that would probably give up a lot for him if they have a good O-line. Teams without a running back that really need one, I think they could get a nice package for him. So, I mean, if the right deal is there and it's kind of impossible to turn down, I think they do it. I don't see why give up on him so early. I know these injuries, he's been kind of injury prone to start his career, but when he is fully healthy, he's put up some good numbers, and we really didn't even get to see what he could do this year. I mean, that first game against the Steelers defense, I mean, he had no chance. He really couldn't do anything. Second, he had the handoff. He was 5 yards in the backfield with 5 Steelers on him. So I think if they get the right trade package, they should consider it.
Yeah, for sure. That was our last game to recap. Now, let's go into the predictions, Josh. How are we doing? How are we doing?
Them, so just give me a quick second.
Oh my gosh. And I'm the one that's unprofessional. Come on, Josh.
I know, man. I'm not happy with
Nah, it's okay. I didn't even, because our next segment is predicting the games, and I didn't even have the week 14 schedule up, so it's fine with me. But, I'm assuming here that I'm going to come out on top once again because, well, I'm just.
Yeah, kind of.
I've been pretty solid. Right now. You said crazy good.
Yeah.
Oof. Now that is what we love to hear. Not even like to hear. Love it. Big fan of that.
Let's see how I did.
Oh, gosh. The anticipation is simply killing me. You know what? I'll never root for injuries, but Gibson going down really saved me in fantasy because there's no chance this kid can win now. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I said that the other week, and somebody, I don't know who the kid had, but he literally put up like 40. Oh, I think he had DK, and he was down by a bunch last week, and he put up, a solid like 45 and beat me somehow. So let me keep my mouth shut. But Gibson only got him 1.4 points, so I'll take that.
Okay, Connie, you went 11-1.
Oh my God!
Oh man,
I am unbelievable.
and I went 8-4.
Oh, even when you do good, you can't
You
do
would have
good.
been undefeated if the Seahawks won. Like you would have had the perfect Sunday.
Wow.
So you're at an overall record of 115 and 53-1, and I am now at 99, 70-1. So this is the race just got a little bit worse for me as
Yes,
well.
it did.
That's a 16 game difference now.
Wow.
Washington scored.
Yeah, they didn't score, but they picked it off. And Washington has now defeated the Steelers.
You serious?
I am 110% serious. It is 2017 at the 2-minute warning. The Steelers only have, I think, do they have one timeout? Maybe two? I don't know. They're in commercial right now. Just went to commercial, though.
Hate my life, dude.
Did you have some money on that one, Josh?
It was my only chance at having any positive bets. It was part of a parlay from yesterday, and that's all I needed was the Steelers to win today, man.
Oh my God. The pain in betting is just unparalleled. It really is.
I mean,
It is. There is honestly nothing like it.
That just is painful.
There is nothing like it. All right, but let's get into our Week 14 predictions. We will start off on Thursday night with my Patriots going up against the Rams. It's kind of hard for me. It's a repeat matchup of our Super Bowl where Bill absolutely outcoached McVay. I'll stick with my boys. They're playing pretty solid. I'll go with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots too. I think they're getting in their groove now, so I think they're going to keep it going here.
Next up, we got the Titans and the Jags. I'm going to go with the Titans. I know they just got the break speed off of them, but it's the Jags, so let's be real here.
Hey man, the Jags almost just won though. They've been in some tight games with Mike Glennon out here slinging the rock. But
you're not wrong.
I'm never going to pick them. Going with the Titans.
Then we got the Vikings and the Buccaneers. Coming off the bye week, I got to go with the Bucs.
It's tough here because I hate the Bucs and I don't trust Brady right now. The Vikings have been pretty inconsistent. That defense kind of sucks. But I gotta take some risks now after you go 11-5. So I'm going with the Vikings.
11-1. I'm gonna have to put that. I'm gonna have to tattoo that somewhere on there. Next up, we got the Chiefs and the Dolphins. I think this is pretty easy, and going with the Chiefs for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean this could turn out to be a good game, though. I mean, Tua hasn't been amazing, putting up amazing numbers, but their defense has been pretty good. But I still think the Chiefs go out and win this one.
Then we got your boys, the Panthers, up against the Broncos. You know what? I'm going with your boys. I think they're going to bounce back. I'm hoping McCaffrey's back.
Yeah, man, Broncos didn't stand a chance. We're going to blow them out. GG's. Going with the Panthers.
Oh, yeah. Next up, I really, truly wonder how much of a difference it would make if you didn't pick the Panthers every week.
I do too, dude, because, I mean, it's only worked like a couple times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Then we got the Texans and the Bears. Not, maybe not the best of games, but I still think Deshaun Watson's fun to watch. And just because of that, I'll go with the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans too. This man needs a win. I mean, he's literally putting up MVP numbers and still has no chance to win these games.
It's unbelievable what they're doing to him. It looks like it's like they took notes from the Colts on how to not protect anybody. Then we got the Cardinals and the Giants. Looking back a few weeks, this might not have been very entertaining. But like you said, Giants are playing well. Cardinals are kind of struggling. Kyler Murray with that shoulder. I don't know how, healthy it actually is. Even with that being said, you know what? I'm going with the Cardinals. I think Kyler's going to bounce back. Maybe his shoulder's healthy for some unknown reason.
Yeah, I'm going with the Giants. I don't know, man. I'm not going to have them give me another L like they did this week. I'm not dealing with that.
Then we have probably the worst game of the week with the Cowboys and the Bengals. Don't know why you would watch this unless your name is Perry or Michael. But I will go with the Cowboys, I guess.
I'm just gonna go with the Bengals because I don't know who's gonna win this game. No one really has.
Yeah, I literally have no idea.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give the Bengals a chance.
You might have a chance. It's fourth. It's fourth down right now. They just got the stop, so the football team's gonna punt it away. They'll probably have about. I'll give you 18, 20 seconds to go down the field.
Oh, we're done, bro. I don't even want to get
Big Ben, Hail Mary to Chase Claypool. Big Ben, Hail Mary to Chase Claypool. I'm calling it now because let me tell you something. If I get this right, I want to be on ESPN, Bleacher Report, everywhere. So I'm manifesting it.
Let's send 8 pass rushers. Claypool just cooks.
Listen, if you hit this parlay, I deserve some of the money too because I just spoke it into existence. I spoke it into existence for you.
I'll give you like a high five virtually.
I've never disliked somebody more in my life. But let's go to the Colts and the Raiders. The Colts, snuck out a win yesterday. The Raiders snuck out a win against the Jets. I don't know how much you really even count that. I'm going to go with the Colts. And the Raiders just haven't been impressive these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts too. Their defense is really good, and like you said, the Raiders have been real bad recently.
Then we got the Jets and the Seahawks. Russell Wilson might get back into the MVP conversation just because of this game. And I was also wrong. I thought they were punting. They're kicking a 45-yard field goal.
Ooh.
So listen.
Hopefully they miss it, dude.
They miss this, get a few plays down the field. You might have a chance here. You might have a chance. A blocked kick. Then we got, but we'll move back to the predictions. We got the Packers and the Lions. Pretty easily going with the Packers here.
Yeah. Definitely taking the Packers too.
Wow. He made it. Yeah, he made it.
Yeah. Dang it. Kick return touchdown.
Sorry. I will piss myself.
What's the score now? They're up like what?
23-17. So they need that Hail Mary to Chase Claypool, like I said.
Stupid week of football, dude.
It is. It really is. Now we got the Falcons and the Chargers. Wow. You know what? Whatever team is winning in the third quarter, I would bet against them. But I don't know. I'll go with the Chargers just because I like them.
Yeah, Anthony Lynn's probably going to have the worst game plan ever and then give the most robotic answer to why it happened. So I'm going to give the Falcons some love here and go with them to win it.
Now we have the football team and the 49ers. This could be a pretty solid matchup as we see the football team is, playing pretty well. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with Washington.
I'm going with the 49ers. I think they're a really good team. Again, Washington just gave the Steelers their first loss of the year, but I'm still going with 49ers.
Then we got the Saints and maybe this game is going to be so weird. Like, go back to the beginning of the season. If I told you Taysom Hill versus Jalen Hurts was a starting quarterback matchup, how would you have felt? But that's what it probably will be with the Saints and the Eagles. I think, I'm going with the Saints. You have to. The Eagles have been just terrible.
I really, if Jalen Hurts is starting, I really want to take Philly. But I don't think it'll happen. Taysom Hill actually looked like a good quarterback yesterday. So I'm going with the Saints.
See, here's my confusion with Taysom Hill. Yesterday was his first ever passing touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've definitely seen him throw some dots. I can't believe he never had a touchdown, but whatever. Stats don't lie, I guess. Then we go to the Sunday night game. Rounding it out, we have the Steelers and the Bills as the no flag? Okay, no flag. But, we got the Steelers and the Bills. I'm going with the Bills because the Steelers have just not been good.
No, I'm going to go with the Steelers. I don't trust Buffalo.
No, it's fair. It is fair. And it's official. The Steelers have lost, by the way.
Hate life.
Yeah, it's listen, that's why I told you I had to take a break. I had to do it. So no more betting for me for a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Just save the money. It's a lot better seeing the bank account grow.
I agree.
It really is. We'll move it on from football real quick to get, this will probably be, well, not probably, this is my conversation because as we all know, Josh isn't the biggest baseball fan. But apparently the MLB today told teams to get prepared to not play with a universal DH. I tweeted it out on the MLB account. I tweeted it out, on Connie chats and everything like that. I just don't understand baseball. I really don't. It was something that the people really enjoyed, not having pitchers hitting anymore because, a good hitting pitcher bats like 110. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. You had, players in the NL who were playing very well in the DH position. It just makes everything more fun. There's more offense. There's more things happening. And, he was like, we'll get rid of it. What's the point? There is literally not another major sport that has something like this. It's not like the Eastern Conference has a 3-point line at 25 feet, and then the Western Conference has their 3-point line at 30. Or the AFC, you can't kick field goals, and the NFC, you can. Like, I just don't understand what the whole point of not having universal DH is. And the fact that they took it out again blows my mind. Obviously, I feel like, I don't know if you've ever seen that meme where it's like, I hate him. All my homies hate him. That's how I feel like all baseball fans feel about Rob Manfred. Like, I don't know if it really was his decision. I assume it was because you are the commissioner. So it's so annoying. Like, please just leave it alone. Something, they always say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And listen, last season it wasn't broke. So stop doing things. Just leave it alone. Universal DH makes everything better. It really does. Nobody wants to see some random pitcher coming up to bat, taking 3 strikes down the middle or attempting to bunt. Like, who in their right mind genuinely says that is fun? I just don't understand it. But that's my little baseball rant. But don't worry. When baseball season comes around, Josh is going to be the biggest baseball fan of all time. Like, I'm getting him into baseball. He's going to be on Backstop Banter, everything like that.
No, dude, I do not see that happening, man.
Oh, it's happening. You're coming on Backstop Banter within at least the next month.
I'll come on, dude, but I don't know. I'll introduce myself.
Oh, no. We're going to do a baseball 101 class. But we will move it on to the NBA. Yes, the Steelers are 11-1. Josh, I know it hurts you. Hey, Josh, do you know what that is?
Earned runs average.
Oh, my God. See, you're a baseball savant, as they say. The smartest baseball fan I know. Clearly.
Okay.
But we're moving on to the NBA before we head on out of here. Some news, of course. We got Russell Westbrook traded to Washington in exchange for John Wall. And, the question really here is who won the trade. And I'll let you go first because I have an opinion that I feel like some people just don't agree with.
Yeah, I mean, I think Washington won the trade. Russell Westbrook is an MVP caliber type of player. Bradley Beal, I think he's really going to benefit from Russell Westbrook being there. I don't like it because I was really looking forward to seeing John Wall and Bradley Beal on the court together again. I'm a big John Wall guy, so I was really looking forward to that. But I think Washington very clearly won the trade. I mean, a lot of people have been joking. You basically traded Russell Westbrook for Russell Westbrook, so it's kind of like that because very similar players. But Houston did get a first-round pick out of it, which helps them because we have all their first-round picks.
Yes, we do.
But I feel bad for John Wall now because he's not going to be able to have the same type of role. I don't really know what they're going to use him as because James Harden he's going to be ISOing a lot, and John Wall's not a spot-up shooter. He can't knock down threes. We saw how that worked with Westbrook there. Didn't do anything well. And actually, we don't even know if Harden's going to be there by the time the season starts. He's not going to training camp or anything, so I think that's an interesting situation. But Washington, I think they're going to be a threat in the playoffs. Could maybe steal a couple games because if Russell Westbrook can get back to that MVP style of basketball, Bradley Beal just came off the best season of his career. You got Hachimura is going to be improving throughout the year. So I think it'll be interesting, but I don't think this trade really does anything. It's just a trade. They need to get rid of Westbrook, and Washington got rid of Wall. So I think.
All right, well, then maybe my opinion isn't so out there. I literally think that this is the most useless trade in NBA history.
Yeah, it's
like I feel like this did. I feel like it did absolutely nothing for either team. And honestly, I guess if I did have to pick a winner, I feel like I would agree with you with the Wizards because you don't know what John Wall is coming off an Achilles injury. I think a lot of people have faith in KD coming off of it because he's just a generational talent. He can create his own shot. He didn't really depend on his athleticism to do what he had to do. So John Wall is the complete opposite. I feel like he was all about explosion. He was, probably the fastest player with the ball in his hand, dribbling down court and everything like that. But I feel like it does absolutely nothing for either team. And Perry is right here. They were both, kind of annoyed, new places. The Rockets do get that first round pick, which is solid for them, I guess. But I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't do anything. I don't know. And I know the Rockets got that first round pick, but I just wouldn't want Wall. Like I said, you don't know what he is coming off of that Achilles injury. That's what scares me the most, at least. And then
could have gotten a better package from New York.
You could have. Oh, absolutely, you could have.
I mean, even if it's like Frank Ntilikina or Kevin Knox, at least it's a young guy with potential, not John Wall who just came off of what's normally a career-ending injury.
That's the only other thing too. I don't know how it would work with matching salaries and everything like that.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Still, I feel like they definitely could have found a way.
Yeah, I mean, New York has a ton of cap space. The only people they're paying is really Julius Randle and now Elfrid Payton. So I think they would have been able to work out a deal there, maybe swap Elfrid Payton for Westbrook. So I think they just – because there were reports weeks ago that they were talking about a trade like this, and then they kind of died down. I feel like Washington just called and they're like, hey, let's just do it. Like, let's just swap them.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's get it done.
Yeah, so I don't like the trade. I hate it, but it is what it is.
Well, that'll do it for this one. But, before we go, of course, we love challenge flags. We enjoy we thrive with challenge flags because this is where we get to, make fun of each other. So, Josh, go ahead. I usually let you go first on these things because there isn't really many things for me to be wrong on, so I'll just let you go ahead.
I'm trying to think of I don't even know. What'd you say it's stupid today, dude?
Josh, see, that's the I'm not even going to use a challenge flag on one of your opinions. I'm going to use a challenge flag on you just saying that because when do I say wrong things? I went 11-1. My opinions on football are great. I mean, come on. As Matt says, I'm a wise man. I might have to, somehow steal wise cheese and not make it wise cheese, obviously, because screw the Packers, but wise something.
You know what, man? Good job today. That's all I gotta say.
You know what, Josh? Job. I appreciate that. I honestly do. Because, sometimes it's about biting the bullet. And I think, what? Let's be real here. We both do a fantastic job.
I agree.
I think we're the best show around.
I agree. I mean, I still think you're crazy for the Wentz take. Don't think.
Listen, Pennsylvania will rise again.
No,
Wentz VP will rise. Listen, here's the thing. If I didn't pick him as my dark horse and I was joking around, I would have dropped this weeks ago. But I picked it. I'm sticking with it. I don't care. This man might have every turnover the Eagles have ever had this season. But you know what? It's not his fault. The team is bad. I'm blaming it on in all seriousness, though, how crazy is it that Andy Reid can lose coordinators, Bill Belichick can lose coordinators, Doug Peterson lost Frank Reich, and they have no idea what to do. Like, the Eagles have not been the same since he left. Like, they literally have no idea how to play football anymore.
That should be Frank Reich on that statue outside with Nick Foles. It definitely should not be Doug Peterson. I mean, that man he's blown up ever since then.
But no, yeah, I don't know what is going on in Philly. I think that situation is going to be very fun moving forward. But that'll do it for this edition of Blitz Boys. Make sure you check out mybookie.ag. I know that me and Josh might be having to stay away real quick because you gotta save this money, and I'm on a losing streak here. I really am.
It's Christmas time. We got to get those.
Yeah, like I gotta buy presents. I've spent an absurd amount of money recently. Anyway, I got some shoes, some jeans, some shirts, jerseys. So I can't be doing all. That's the other thing. Don't worry, people. The jersey collection's coming pretty soon. Josh is not going to be the only one with jerseys in the back. I went MLB to start it out. So we'll have MLB versus NFL jerseys, but I think that they're
I haven't been updating mine lately. I've had the same background for a little while now. I haven't been.
I know what's going on.
I forget, and every time I hop on, I'm like, I forgot to do it.
So what you're saying is you don't care about the show.
What I'm saying is Connie was 25 minutes late.
Whoa. School made me late. It's not like I wanted to be.
Are you late or not?
Yes, but there was circumstances.
Now
circumstances.
This is my
Oh yeah. But what about you, Mister?
Not always right. That is my challenge.
Whoa. Listen, I'd rather be late because of school instead of thinking the show started a half hour later than it actually did.
Well, that's also on you for not informing me.
Oh, that was like our 12th episode.
It's your fault, dude. I thought it was
now this. Whatever. But make sure you go over to mybookie.ag, use code USA100 to double your first deposit. And then your winnings from that, you go over to RX Hemp and use code RXHemp-USN to save you 10% on your entire order. And then, since you won so much money on MyBookie, you're also – hold on, let me see if I can find it again. Is it still here? This is what else you're going to do. You're going to go over to teespring.com/store/unwrapped, and you're going to buy some merch. You want to know why? Because if you buy merch, it helps the people of Unwrapped. And if you help the people of Unwrapped, we help you put on great shows like this. So make sure you head over there, buy some merch, and that's the other thing. If you got any names that you're thinking for the Blitz Boys to change to, feel free to hit me and Josh up. We're trying to come up with things that, kind of fits the personality a little bit. I've thrown some things out there. Josh rejects me. Josh doesn't throw anything back to me, so I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, but we're trying to get there. Nah, I'm just kidding. Listen, names are a hard thing. They really are. Like, you creative people out there don't know how you do it. Have no idea. But we'll get there one of these days. Josh, what you got for the people before we hit the ditty?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Josh8Linares. And obviously Mondays, 7 p.m., not 7:30. We do this show every Monday. And is there Thursday Night Football this week?
Yeah, Patriots-Rams, baby.
So, yeah, probably after that game, me and Monique are going to be live at 11 Central. So make sure you tune into that. If you like that, we'll probably be talking about my European basketball bets if I didn't quit betting at that point. And actually, Chinese basketball is back too, Turkish League. So make sure you guys tune into that and Monique's picks for UFC.
What a freak with this Chinese basketball. What a freak. But anyway, make sure you check me out. Like Josh said, Blitz Boys, 7 Eastern. We always have a good time going back and forth. Follow my Twitter at Connie Chats. And then, of course, on Thursdays, me and Michael have resurrected Backstop Banter. Me and my guy, my friend, my brother, Michael, because I don't know what to call him yet. Josh is my guy, so I don't know what to call. It's a hard thing coming up with nicknames as well. Like, we've already been over this. But make sure you check out Backstop Banter. We usually go live at around 10 Eastern time, or somewhere around there, whenever Michael can get the kiddos to sleep. So we're talking all things baseball. By the end of the year, Josh is going to be the biggest baseball fan I know. So make sure you check that out. But until next time, I appreciate everybody for watching. As always, we will see you